for Real Estate Investment Analysis in Southwest Nigeria. And the next one, modeling mortgage repayments using machine learning algorithm in Lagos Metropolis, Nigeria. Third one, determining land use change using machine learning algorithm in Akure, South and North local governments. For the undergraduate research in 2014, predicting property valuation in some selected residential properties submarkets in Lagos Metropolis. 2014 again, assessment of rental value using machine learning algorithm in selected properties submarkets layouts. 2014 again for MSc, for BTech rather, assessment of the adoption of artificial intelligence in the Nigerian residential property market. Is married to Mrs. Olamide Folake Adewusi, also a doctor. So if you are telling you to marry an academician and you are doing not, it is well with you. I'm blessed with 3 daughters. Thank you as I invite Professor Amos. I have a reason for calling you Professor. Professor Amos Olaoluwa Adewusi. Thanks.
Recording in progress.
Well,
it's too close. Let's do this one. Let me focus my test. I want to thank everybody for participating in this wonderful conference. Our chief host, sir, thank you for being there for us. Professor Oyewole, sorry, thank you very much. Our mommy, Professor Araloyin, and all our students, our host today, the president, the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, and all our professors all over and across the universities, and our chief lecturers in our polytechnic as well. We want to appreciate everyone for pushing one thing or the other to the front for these young ones to fly. And I want to also appreciate the students, the organizers, for this that have been done this day. It has gone in history that something like this has taken place, and from this we begin to have superstructures built on it. Honestly, there is secure future for real estate practice in Nigeria. For these students, for what they have done, as little as you can call it, it has produced security for the profession of estate survey and valuation. And of course, for our audience, our online audience, I hope they are linked up with us. We appreciate you for being there. But what we have come to talk about today, please permit me to go to my slide. I would like to control it so that I can manage the time. I think I'm giving 30 minutes. Sorry, please don't worry. Where's your move up? But I want to move to the next slide. See here? Eh? Okay. Move back and go. If I want to move back.
This one. Next.
Move back. I mean move back. Okay. Wait. Yes, thank you very much. Looking at what we have been asked to talk about today, the topic is artificial intelligence and the future of estate surveying and valuation. Of course, in another word, I can say artificial intelligence and the future of real estate practice. We have so many aspects of our practice as real estate. And as you look at what we have been asked to do as a way of introduction, estate surveyors and valuers are statutorily regulated, statutorily scheduled with the responsibility of determining the worth of interest in land and building for different purposes, which could be for valuation, could be for management, could be for any kind of interest in land and in building. And in doing this, whatever estimates we come out with forms the basis for decision for investors, for policymakers, and for all the stakeholders in terms of property, real estate in Nigeria. And as you look at this, there is one connecting rod that tells us what the value should be, what the worth should be. And that is when we come about the methodology through which we determine this, which could be income, could be investment method, it could be all other methods that most of us are familiar with here. Yes, I told you before. When it is accurately done, the decision will help them. But when it is inaccurately done, it brings about confusion. And that's why you see here that how can this be? Your opinion does not represent the reality. Of course, look at different places, not only in Nigeria, there are issues of determining the accurate value of property, accurate opinion, accurately interpreting the market. But this confusion cannot keep on happening. Of course, we have researches all over. Researches done from our colleagues here in OAU, FUTA, and all over the world, and even in Nigeria, that they have established that the variation of the variation of opinion submitted for property value is always in excess of the acceptable margin of error. And this makes things to be a bit difficult, questioning our credibility and competence in handling property, real estate, valuation, or other aspects of real estate. But as we look at this, there will always be something to be done, and that is part of what we have done here. Come and sit down here. Come and sit down here. And that is part of what we have done today. You see a student, a professor, and you also see a nice man sitting down representing the professional body. And you see a female member of the board trying to navigate and to think about what is like this. You must know, begins with the thought of a group of people to move, to solve a certain problem and to move the institution. And I want to especially appreciate the student body for coming out to begin this kind of move. It's a big move that is going to affect the future of estate surveying and valuation. And I want to especially congratulate you that you are here today, because you are going home with something that will make you to be more beneficial than you came that you came. And so we notice that it's going to be a kind of things like this. But in our own case, we are looking at how AI, artificial intelligence, can then come in to facilitate and to bring about speeding, reduce costs, and to also make things more effective as per the delivery of our services in estate management. And so we look at this. What is AI? This is a machine or system designed to mimic the human intelligence. Of course, AI is one of the, as emerged as one of the transformative force in the 21st century. And it's taking up some of the things that typically human should think about. Talk about reasoning. Think about pattern discovery. Think about processing image. Think about all kinds of things like that. It has come to that level that a human being, that the machine is trying to go to the intelligent region of the human being. Looking at their behavior, looking at their process, mimic their process, and produce a better output for them. And by this, we know that one of the debates did, I am so fascinated, I am happy, because you see, there is tomorrow for this profession, sir. You see, if our student could come up and begin to tell us this, hey, how is this, hey, how is this, there was joy bubbling in my heart that we will get to somewhere. We will step beyond the people that has gone before us. We will step beyond them that have gone before us if we continue like this. So you see that artificial intelligence is just an umbrella. We have a number of other things, other devices that actually make up artificial intelligence. When you say artificial intelligence, there are techniques under it. There are devices under it through which one problem or the other are being resolved. Look at them. At a time, machine learning emerged. At another time, you have all this supervised learning, unsupervised learning, deep learning, on all kinds of things. In fact, we have not seen anything. As things rapidly evolve, you will begin to see what eyes have not seen before. And so we see them, but also we have, just like the information, the PRO told us, the moderator told us, he said there is difference between artificial intelligence and other things. I also want to emphasize the artificial intelligence is the father name. It's like your own name. You have your own name. You have your given name, and you also have your father's name. You also have your and grandfather's name. Artificial intelligence is like a big umbrella covering all of them, making way to different direction in order to solve some problems. And as all these devices are on, there are also models. We have different models, such like we have there, artificial neural network, cat boost, hazard boost, extreme gradient boost, light gradient boost. All of these are used to model certain data about a particular practice and to get result. I'm also happy to see that, to hear that most of us, we have understood what this chatbot, what this vision could do, virtual reality and all that. That is to say that there is a great future. The future is secure already for estate surveyor and valuer. But let me tell you one thing that writers have written. They look at all the industries all over the world, and they said the only industry that is likely to have problem with artificial intelligence is real estate sector. We now ask them, why? Other sectors, banks, manufacturing, and all that, they are making it, healthcare, they are making it. Why do you say that? They said because they do not always pay attention to something that we crystallize into a big achievement. They are slow to take initiative. They are slow to move forward because some of these things will not immediately bring money for you. But you know, money is important in real estate too. Am I right? It is the distraction of money. It is the distraction of running up and down and not having our mind settled down to get something done that will give us far greater than what we are running about for. That is the fear of those report. But I'm here. What I've seen today, what I've seen among the students is pointing to me that prediction cannot come to pass in estate management. Because the future is secure by the participation of our dear students. We also, this is going to be the last one, don't worry. Move on. Yes, we have AI application across industries. We have it at care. If you get to a laboratory now, there are things that you don't even need to, they don't need to open you up. AI operates it, and it gives you result. And manufacturing, transportation, retail, finance, customer service, agriculture, entertainment, and all like that. There have been impacts of this on them. On the AI adoption rate around the world, because we have to look at the world, not looking at our own microscopic region alone. If you want to rise, you need to look at the people that are standing already. Just like this, Australia, you see the blue color is telling us the deployment rate of AI in their industry. While the purple is telling us that they are seriously exploring to get to something very significant. Looking at Australia, for example, that means 24% of their organizations have been powered by AI. Now you see, that's something for their economy. And they are not stopping. 44% of other organizations are also working with other tech people to ensure that they have something great. And on like that. But as I look at this, I hardly can see where my country is placed. But that is not a defeat, it's a challenge to start with. Is it not a challenge? Yes, that's why we are here. That's why we are here. That's why all our guests are here. And our people that are listening to us over there, they are here. Let's move to the next one. And as you look at the AI in different aspects of estate practices, my colleagues, the students, they have also said a number of things about these areas, like home automation, property valuation, mortgage approval, and all and that. We have companies that are already bringing results out of this. Look at Silo. His own is to develop 3 home tours that you don't need to actually be in to go and inspect the property. You need to be in the comfort of your house, and you get engaged with it. You look at everything. Okay, this is the type of property I want. This is the type of property I want to rent. I want to buy. You see every facility. Silo is already doing that. Then we also have Matterport, who is into virtual reality walkthrough. Their own is to walk through. You enter there and you walk there. You know, before we started this program, my HOD told us, he said, look, AI has gone a step very, very further. Not a step further, a step very, very what? Very, very further. He said there's what they call holocam. That the man will, the device will import the man from wherever he is. Even when he's in America, we import him, he will stand there physically, you will see him. In those days, when they say you do like that, they say it's what? Igbe. He said he used Igbe to come here. And the man will deliver. If you don't know him before, you will think he's physically present. That is how far this thing has gone. And we cannot pretend you cannot pretend that it's not going to affect all. Wait, there is something our debaters were saying. They said AI cannot take over the job of estate surveyor and valuer. Of course, we need the integration of expertise and the power of AI to get some things done. But may I tell you that it is when you are there. Please, if you are not there, your job will be taken away. You have nowhere to be found. Because the people that ought not to do our job, are the people that will be doing it. Some of these companies that you see, most of them are not estate surveyors and valuers. They are engineers, they are computer people, and all like that. And so, if you sit down and you are not participating, you are not crossing with them, then your job is at risk. Our job is at risk if we sit down still. But I know with what is happening today and what the entire institution of estate surveying and valuation is doing, I believe something great is going to emerge from here. You know, I like OAU very well. Great event. You see, there's a culture. I was telling the HOD, I said there's a culture here. And the culture is something good always emerges, always begins from OAU. Well, this is not to say wherever you have all the Department of Estate Management all over this country, ask them, where did they take from? Your teachers, your lecturers in your school, you can count them. More than 60% of them, they will be from here. Am I here? Am I here? That is to say, we want to use OAU as a flying point to get to where we are going. They have all the resources here to do that. Look at how beautiful this place is. Are you not comfortable sitting down here? I know your campus may be more beautiful, but today we are here at the great event. Thank you very much. And so we need to get ourselves together, because these ones, they are not, most of them are not estate surveyors and valuers, and they are already into us. Will you sit down still? I will not. I will try my best. I will try all we could to ensure that we have something great. Yes. Then this one, we have the different areas and all that. Move on because of our time. Then move on from. Move on. Yes, this one is this across discipline globally. The engineering and pure sciences, they are topping the list in this sense. Go on. Then, is it there? Okay, for real estate, we have China. Some people, some years ago, they said China, we don't even mind. Don't mind them. Don't mind them. China is topping in technology. It's made in China, made in China, made in China, made in China. Made in China has become the leading technologist. Initially, when they started to make a phone, there is this phone. What is the name now? Hey. Techno. When that techno rings like this, you will put your hand on your ears. Yeah! And they say China has started again. But today, what has happened? Something good has happened today. We can look at Nigeria. I'm happy Nigeria is showing up gradually now. Clap for Nigeria. This is the first place we are seeing Nigeria now. Clap for Nigeria, our own country. In fact, Ghana is not up to us. We are also leading. Kenya is not up to us. They are not here. Uganda is not up to here. They are not here. Those other, even South Africa is not up to us. If not because of economic problem that is crippling our energy and intellect. Oh God, we have a lot. We have resources that can actually handle things. Nigeria, say bosa for Nigeria. Aha, thank you. Move to the next one. And then, of course, we need to look at, of all the aspects of estate practices, which of them has already started receiving AI impacts in Nigeria? And that is what we have. Property management is receiving. Do you know why? All these chatbots, Internet of a Thing, and all that are now influencing, and smart homes are gradually coming in. But if you look at valuation, which we call the core of our calling, a lot still has to be done in order to have a better accuracy and precision for precision opinion for our valuer. Well, we have before you go to the constraint, I want to say here that there is no progress, there is no solution where there is no problem. It is problem that gives birth to you finding solution. As we look at the activities of AI in real estate, there is something that is very critical, and that is research. The people that are hearing us outside there, the extra-born, the naives, and all our people hearing us, one of the very, very important things that we must think about is research. If there is no research, because research is a process of solving a problem. If there is no research, we cannot overcome certain problems. In this regard, the national professional bodies, Ezrabon, and the naives, and all the state must come together to fund research relating to this area. What we are just saying will not just happen overnight. You see, the little effort you see some of us putting and our guys are putting into it, they are personal effort. And you see, if you are using personal effort, it's like you go to a farm, you go to the farm and you have your cutlass not sharpened well. You will sweat like Christmas goat so many times, you will not cover so much ground. Research is very, very important. My age told this I therefore want to suggest that all of these are students who are very bright in AI, let's collaborate together across schools, across university, across polytechnic. If you don't have enough supervisor there, go to me. Tell somebody who has more supervisor who can also help to bring these people. These are students. They are agents to secure future for real estate, and we must ensure that no stone is actually left unturned and untouched for them. And so we look at and another thing I want to say here is that we need data. You see, this my debaters, they have said so many things about data. Little people have done, or God has done something. The little some of us have done, they are out of stress. So no data. Even when you ask the surveyor to provide certain data, they will not be able to provide, and not knowing that this data, when it is provided, is going to be used for them in order to actually make more money. But I know things will change. Things will begin to change so that we can have good value for our something. Then you look at initial cost. Then we must have a change of attitude. Change of attitude is very important. If you are thinking, how do we do it now? We cannot get there. How do you put this data? How do you put that data? How do you do this one? Don't say, how will you do something? The biggest progress line for you is to, first of all, develop an idea. And at the emergence of that idea, do not develop along with it the challenges that will be stumbling block to you. As you get to one challenge, there will be opportunity. Your skill will upgrade. You will solve that challenge. And you are moving towards something that is very great. And so we look at all these and we say we need a data bank in our institution where all data in respect of transaction for every purpose are kept. And researchers will just go there, tap it, and collect the data. And it helps us to move faster than what we are doing very currently. I want to show you something. Go back to. Before I close, there was a research done, and of course, when it was done, we discovered that if we had help, we would have been able to go beyond this level. It is about decreasing the variation between our opinion of value and the reality in the property market. Go to the next one. Now, predictive valuation, performance of different machine models in predicting values for Lekki submarket. Now, you cannot, very many times, because we do not have enough data to support our opinion. Sometimes our opinions are far away from the reality of the market. You have one in Victoria Island, you have one in Ikeja, you have two, and because you use your common sense and you just look them there, at the end of the day, you have caused error and bias. But when we have enough, and so we look at, okay, in Ikeja market, in Lekki market, which of this model will be most accurate so that we can develop it into software, as you see from those Silo and others. This is what we have done. And the acceptable margin of error for valuation is usually plus or minus 1 to 5%, plus or minus 6 to 10%. Well, if by litigation, we can extend it to 15%. But this AI-based machine, one of them predicted the property value, all the property entries given to it, it predicted it within 1 to 5%, which is a big accuracy. And you move to another one, you see them between 10, between 1 and 10%, between 1 and 10%, you will discover that the machine, the performance of the machine is higher towards 1 to 5%. Am I right? Looking at the bar. Do you see the bar? That is to tell us that the inaccuracy that we are suffering in real estate management can be a thing of the past. If the institution, individual, and all of us, we collaborate together and produce data bank that is sufficient, that is quality, and that we undo all of this. Go back to the previous one. This model also was developed to determine who pays the loan. Sometimes the mortgagees advances loan to someone, but because it is not written in front of anybody that is going to default, then you said, okay, sign this one. He signed everything. At the end of the day, the man will not do what? Will not pay. Then, this model was developed. We have the actual and we have the predictive. And some of them, we have a model that we use to develop this. The one we call true positive, these are borrowers that from their data they are promising to pay. They call them true positive. The other one, alternate to it, true negative. You are aware that this one is not going to pay. Will you advance loan to him? If you do that, that's trouble. But the one that is most difficult in that red or wine color is false positive. False positive. False positive means the person that will not pay the loan, and you say he will pay the loan. When the mortgagee has more of that in his portfolio, what will happen to that company? It collapses. And so we develop something that will make them to know that this one is actually false positive and not person. And false negative is talking about why this person as somebody that is not going to pay. From all this data, it can pay, and the machine will download everything and say that remove him from from this group and move him to other group in such a way that there will be profitability. There will be profitability. There will be reduction in default rate, as we see. If you go to all our banks, there are troubles already. Trouble, because human beings are the ones trying to do something. But thank God, these days, they have also started imbibing machine who tells them the risk associated with this and with that. And as I close, I want to appreciate everyone. But my HOD, sir, and my professor seated, I want to say this is just the foundation. I remember when we were here, there was this building given to environmental design. That time, it was in its foundation. You remember that building? Very close to pharmacy area. As at 1993, 83, it was throughout where we were here, we never see the light. Even where we are, it was just the foundation. For how many years? Nobody built on that foundation. Did you see? Can you then say they have spent money? It has not shown that they have spent money. Of course, I must tell us, this is the beginning. Students, this is the beginning, and the beginning must not be the end. We want to hear from you. From different regions in North, you are shining it. From different regions in the Central, you are shining it. From different regions in the Northeast and the East and everything, we are carrying it out. Let's move on. Idea is number one. Money is not number one. When we see the idea, people will support our idea. And I believe, God, that you will reach places. Do you know you are doing yourself good? By promoting this, hey, hi, do you know you are doing yourself good? Look at all of us. Gray hair don't come. Everyone, professor, after professor, what do you want again? But what we can do is to support you. You have your colleagues outside there that you are going to rigidly and keenly compete against. And if you don't have wins to compete against them, I pray you will not just be roaming the streets. You will not roam the street. Get it. There are skills acquisition online. Don't wait. Online acquisition of skill analysis, data analysis, and all this one. Don't worry. You don't need to be core programmer before you begin to do something in AI in estate money. We are users. We are what? We are users. And we are not computer people that will start developing something. It is what we see them develop that we begin to tap and keep there, tap and keep there. And so that is what we are saying. I want to tell the whole world and tell our curriculum planners that we cannot say we want to produce artificial intelligence in real estate and we do not have courses in artificial intelligence. We just have, my HOD sir, we just have to find all these into our curriculum, the Esvabon, the Nahils, and everyone should reflect what we are trying to bring up into this. If we don't have that, then we can't manipulate it. We are going to be outbalanced. For example, there is what we call plant machinery. The engineer, how far now? Have we won them? We are still in court. But I'm not a lawyer. The matter is still in court. But one thing I know is this. In our own curriculum, here at Ife and Futa, where I am, I always see one course. 401. ESM 401. Plant machinery. How can you do only one course and you in a particular area and you will say you have enough competence to compete with the people that did something about cost, that did something about engineering, technicality, and all that? Yes, I'm not giving them the day, but so that it will not happen to us here, we need to reflect that in our curriculum and ensure that we build a strong foundation for these students that they can come up and do something great. Thank you for listening. God bless you.
A round of applause for Daddy. Okay, thank you. I want to believe that we enjoyed the time. Now you can prepare your questions. We want reactions from the audience. From what we have listened from what Professor Amos Adewusi have given us. If you have questions, please indicate. Or before then, as you are thinking about that, let me announce the winners of today's oratory contest. Okay. All right. For you. So, sorry. Before then, can we have questions? 5 minutes. 5 minutes questions. Questions from our audience.
Recording in progress.
Questions? All right, questions. Okay, thank you.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everyone's presence here. So my question goes to us. We know that what you have learned, like the Nigeria estate management syllabus, is basically traditional method of teaching. So how can we, Africa generally is not really in front line in technology. How can the students implement those AI skills that they have in the curriculum, maybe through the NAIVS or Ezwabon association in Nigeria?
Sorry, I don't know if you could repeat that so that.
Okay, now I would be brief on my question. So I said that my question is the real estate courses we are taking in Nigeria and in Africa generally. We see that we are both using the traditional method of teaching, and we know that this current world, we are in the 4th generation, and a lot of African countries and other continents in the world are basically technologically oriented courses they are doing. So how can the students participate with their ideas, skills? How can the NUC, the MBT complement those AI intelligence knowledge which students have into the syllabus, the ST syllabus generally? Thank you.
Yes, we have had it, and we have already spoken to a number of them who might have heard us, and the communique that is coming out of this conference must be communicated to all the Department of Estate Management in the Polytechnic and in the university, telling them the need for adjustment of all this into our curriculum. Meanwhile, you cannot, the people that have 4 or 5 wives, they will not say because the new one has come and they will send the first one. Like my mother was the second wife. When my mother came, if my father will now send the first wife away, the home will be hot. There won't be progress. We keep those ones as basic. Yes, they are not totally out of place, or they are not even out of place, or they are very, very relevant. AI will not just tell you that sinking fund, that this one and that one. We need that knowledge. And the knowledge of estate surveying and valuation. A student will go around the whole university. I don't know whether you still go around again. We went around. We went to economics, went to mathematics, we went to all this one, we went to drawing, we went to this one. They will always be telling us, they say, what is this? What is the problem with this estate surveying and valuation? May I tell you, something is getting to your brain, knowing to you. You are developing extra expertise out of their home area. And as you see me, I'm not only for lecturing, ideas keep moving to my brain and I keep following it. Not necessarily in estate management. So those theory builds us up and create in us capacity to develop and to lead and to move forward. You will move forward. Do them very well, but they should include artificial intelligence theory as well in those things. And when you want to do your project, maybe your final year project or whatever, try, whisper to your supervisor and tell him, Daddy, I have interest. Mommy, I have interest in this area. We did a particular thing, I have interest. And if you are having problem, if he's having problem with supervising you, let me tell you, you can suggest names of all our people that have been doing it. That's what we call networking and collaboration. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do more of that. Because all of you, you will be real estate, artificial intelligence driven. Hey, you didn't clap? You will be real estate, artificial intelligence driven. Because that is what we're looking for. That's why you have gathered all of us here. God will help you. Yes. I hope your question is answered.
Do we have any other person? Okay, so that is it. A lady?
Ladies, ask your question. I know they have questions. It is when they leave this place, you say, hi, buddy. And they are very, very intelligent. Very, very intelligent. Men, are we there? You also have a question, Abi? Let's ask. I'm here for you. Here for you.
Okay. Do we have any?
Any hands?
Okay. So I think none.
Okay. Okay. But I also want to say that when you don't start a day when they give birth to a child, the child will be crying, the child will be helpless. But at a time, the child will begin to crawl, the baby will begin to try to navigate things. It is not one day that you start this, that you start getting results. You need others who have gone that direction, online, physically, follow them, and try to push through. And when you do that, you begin to develop something. What drives me into AI is not that it was in our curriculum. It was not in our curriculum. Is it in our curriculum? It's not. But there is a man I followed online. His name is Abidoye. How many of us have read about Abidoye? Abidoye. No, it's not. Abidoye is in Australia, but he had his first degree. And I began to follow him. Up till now, I'm still following him. One day, I published a paper and somebody saw it. He said, look, do you know Abidoye in Australia? I said, I don't know him. They said, you remember one boy that came to Federal Poly Ilaro to do ND, and I was a lecturer at Ilaro at that time. And so I didn't know that it was my student that I was following. Hello? I didn't know because that time it was not Abidoye. So I took my phone. I said, hey, are you the one that came to Ilaro? He said, yeah. He said, do you know one short Adewusi Amos? He said, I know him, sir. Are you the one? I've been reading your paper too. You learn from people. Cross-check, inter-network with ourselves. And already, even in this, the next edition we are doing is going to be invited. It's going to come online to come and talk to us. My HOD, sir, just like we have said, please do us a favor, as you have always been doing, that this thing will not be the end. Even within students' department,